Okay, hold on. Rewind. One of the biggest boy bands in history just got a whole lot messier. And no, it's not about a reunion tour. According to reports coming in hot over the past few days, Tomlinson just did something that nobody saw coming. He hit that button, the unfollow button, and the person on the receiving end? His former One Direction bandmate, Zayn Malik. But here's where it gets weird. This isn't just some random social media cleanse. This allegedly happened after something went down behind closed doors, something involving a Netflix series, something involving fists. Stay with me. So, as of Saturday, if you go check Tomlinson's Instagram right now, you will see that he follows Harry Styles, he follows Niall Horan, he even still follows the late Liam Payne. But Zayn Malik? Gone. Completely wiped from the follow list. Now here's the part that should make you tilt your head. Zayn hasn't returned the favor. Louis is still one of only 17 accounts that Zayn follows. 17! That's not a typo, which means either Zayn hasn't noticed yet, or he's taking the high road. But let me ask you something. If someone allegedly did something to you, would you still follow them? Exactly. But why did Louis actually do it? According to a report from The Sun, there was a forthcoming Netflix docuseries. The concept sounded incredible. Two former bandmates, a road trip across America, talking about fame, fatherhood, personal lives. This was supposed to be the redemption arc that Directioners had been waiting over a decade for. Except, according to sources, it's now been completely scrapped. And, allegedly, the reason is something straight out of a drama series. According to these reports, approximately 6 months ago, there was an incident. Zayn Malik, 33 years old, allegedly punched Tomlinson, 34 years old. And the reason? Louis supposedly made a remark about Zayn's late mum. Now, before we go any further, let me be extremely clear. These are allegations. None of this has been officially confirmed by Netflix, by Louis, or by Zayn. I am not stating this as fact. This is according to reports. But if true, this crosses a line that is genuinely heartbreaking. Here's my honest take on this. Regardless of what was said, physical altercations are never the answer, ever. But here's what makes this story so much more painful. Tomlinson's mother passed away from leukemia in December 2016. She was only 43 years old. That loss nearly destroyed him. He has spoken publicly about how he struggled to even function after she was gone. So, if someone did make a remark about his late mum, especially in a heated moment, the emotional response would be absolutely devastating. But again, we don't know what was actually said. We only have reports. Now here's where the curiosity gap gets even wider. The director of this scrapped Netflix series, Nicola Marsh, shared The Sun's front page to her Instagram story, and her comment? Quote, "And there goes the last year of work." Let that sink in. A full year, an entire year of someone's professional life, gone. She didn't deny the reports, she didn't call them false, she simply acknowledged that the work she put in has now evaporated. That is not the reaction of someone who thinks the story is made up. But wait, there's more. Because while all of this is allegedly unfolding behind the scenes, Zayn Malik was admitted to the hospital on Friday, the exact same day his new album, Chronicle, was released. He posted a photo of himself in a hospital gown, wearing what appears to be a blood pressure cuff. His message to fans? Quote, "Been a long week and am still unexpectedly recovering. Heartbroken that I can't see you all this week. I wouldn't be in the place I am today without you guys, and am so thankful for your understanding." Now, let's connect some dots here. He says it's been a long week. He's recovering unexpectedly. He thanks cardiologists specifically. He had to postpone a one-night-only show in London that was scheduled for April 13th. His world tour is supposed to start May 12th in Manchester. Nobody is saying his hospital visit has anything to do with the alleged altercation, but the timing is certainly interesting, isn't it? Meanwhile, Tomlinson is currently on tour supporting his latest album called How Did I Get Here? And honestly, that album title feels almost uncomfortably perfect for this moment. How did we get here indeed? He plays his first UK date on April 24th at the Co-op Live Arena in Manchester, the same city, just a few weeks apart from Zayn's scheduled tour start. Are they going to run into each other? Will security teams be coordinating? These are the questions that fans are desperately trying to answer. Let me take you back to how this all started, because context matters. These two first met on The X Factor in 2010. They were teenagers. Simon Cowell grouped them together with Harry Styles, Niall Horan and Liam Payne. One Direction became literally the biggest boy band on the planet. But in 2015, Zayn left under circumstances that everyone described as acrimonious. That's not my word, that's the word used in every major report. Things were tense for years, but here's the thing. In recent years, it genuinely seemed like Lewis and Zayn had patched things up. They were following each other, they were liking posts, fans were celebrating what looked like a genuine friendship revival. And now this. According to reports, Netflix decided to scrap the documentary last month when it seemed the pair could not reconcile for the filming. Let me repeat that. Could not reconcile. Not would not. Could not. That word choice suggests something significant enough that even with professional mediators, even with contracts and money on the line, they could not be in the same room together. That is not a small disagreement over creative direction. Here's what we know for sure. Lewis Tomlinson has unfollowed Zayn Malik. That is a fact. You can check Instagram right now and verify it yourself. We also know that a Netflix docuseries that was supposed to feature both of them has been reportedly scrapped. The director has publicly mourned the loss of a year of work. Zayn Malik was recently hospitalized for undisclosed reasons and had to postpone a show. His album released the same day as the hospital news. Lewis is actively touring. None of this is speculation. These are the confirmed facts. Now for my honest human opinion on all of this. As someone who watched these kids grow up on television, it is genuinely painful to see how fractured these relationships have become. And I'm not just talking about Lewis and Zayn. We lost Liam Payne in October. He was only 31. He fell from a hotel balcony. The band operated for 5 years and created music that defined a generation of fans. And now we have unfollows and alleged altercations and scrapped projects. It feels like every time there's a chance for healing, something pulls them further apart. But here's what I also think. Social media unfollows are not the end of the world. People unfollow people for 100 different reasons. Maybe Lewis just needed space. Maybe he saw something that hurt him. Maybe this is all being blown out of proportion by reports that are missing critical context. We simply do not know. And unless Lewis or Zayn decide to address this publicly, we may never know the full story. What I can tell you is that the timing of all of this feels like watching a slow-motion car crash. New albums, new tours, hospital visits, scrapped Netflix series, and an unfollow that has broken the hearts of millions of Directioners around the world. Whether these two ever speak again is anyone's guess, but according to reports, whatever was alleged to have happened on that set behind the scenes 6 months ago might have done damage that cannot be undone. So, where do we go from here? Lewis is on tour. Zayn is supposed to be on tour. Their paths may cross, their paths may not. The Netflix series is reportedly dead, the friendship that fans thought was being rebuilt is now apparently fractured again, and all we can do is watch, wait, and hope that whatever is actually going on behind the scenes gets resolved in a way that brings peace to everyone involved. Because at the end of the day, these are human beings. They have feelings, they have trauma, they have losses that none of us can fully understand. One last thing before we wrap this up. According to reports, Zayn does not appear to have unfollowed Lewis back. That could mean everything, or it could mean nothing. Maybe he doesn't care about social media. Maybe he's waiting to see if this blows over. Maybe he's in a hospital bed right now with bigger things on his mind. We don't know. And honestly, that's probably how it should stay. Some things are private. Some wounds don't need to be displayed for millions of followers. But if you're a fan who grew up with these guys, I know this stings. It stings for all of us. Let me know in the comments what you think actually happened. Do you believe the reports about an alleged altercation, or do you think this is just social media drama that means nothing?
And more importantly, do you think Lewis and Zayn will ever actually speak again? I have my theories, but I want to hear yours. Subscribe if you want to stay updated on this story as it develops, because something tells me this isn't the last we've heard about this situation, not by a long shot.